very, very worried about the effect that those sorts of things is having on my generation. You know, I am what they call a tech native, the first generation to properly interact with social media and have it affect our lives. And I worry about all that stuff, and I worry about Facebook in particular. Facebook is a little blue window that warps our perception of reality. It's a really weird thing. Everyone's playing a character, everyone's being performative on Facebook. And there's a feature on Facebook that I find particularly troubling called memories. Have you seen memories on Facebook? Yeah, so what Facebook likes to do is it likes to take a photo that was uploaded maybe 2 or 3 years ago, put it right at the top of your timeline with a little caption underneath that just says, "Hey, remember this?" Yeah, it's great that we've programmed the features of post-traumatic stress disorder into our social media applications. Yeah, I do remember Facebook. She broke my heart. Thanks for the reminder. All I can see is a younger, thinner man unaware of the shit that's about to hit the fan. Facebook is now the equivalent of a haunted mirror in a witch's cottage. But I was thinking about that, and I was reading about the bubble effect that they talk about these days. So websites like Google and like Facebook, they build up a data profile on you based on the things that you click on and the things that you search for on those websites, and then they only show you things that that data profile thinks you want to see. And any parents in the room will know that's the best way of raising children, isn't it? Is to only give them what they want. That's not going to raise a generation of twats at all. And I worry that that is going to combine with memories and with the software Photoshop, and eventually Facebook will just show you doctored images of memories it thinks you would quite like to have had at some point. Don't remember being in a band with 4 Brian Blesseds. Am I married to Sophie Ellis-Bextor? That's gone well. I did that joke to a friend of mine who is a comedian twice my age. He told me that 13 years ago he got off with Sophie Ellis-Bextor in a bar in Brixton, and that is the greatest example I can possibly give you of the previous generation stealing the dreams of the young. I worry about Facebook. I think it reveals a lot about us. You know, there's another feature on Facebook called Marked Safe. So in the event of a terrorist attack or a natural disaster, you can mark yourself safe to say that you weren't involved. And I live in London, and we've had lots of terrorist attacks recently. And I don't know if any of you had this, but when there were terrorist attacks going on in London, my timeline on Facebook was full of people marking themselves safe, and full of other people complaining that other people were marking themselves safe. Do you have this? Because they were saying it was an egocentric, self-centred thing to do. What a boring, egocentric, self-centred thing to do. Letting your friends and family outside of London know you're still alive. What a self-obsessed thing. Do you remember the good old days where you just didn't know? The excitement in the good old days. Remember, you'd go down, they converted the school gymnasium into a makeshift morgue, and you'd walk among the blankets going, which one's our Joanne? The good old days. There's another thing on Facebook I find particularly troubling, and there's a type of film that appears on Facebook, and it's not made by the same people. They're kind of the same genre, but they've all got the same names, and you'll know the kind of films I'm talking about when I tell you the names of these films, because all these films are called something like What This Girl Does at 4 minutes 20 will change the way you feel about kittens for the rest of the week. What This Man Does at 8 minutes 13 will change the way you talk to tractors for the rest of your life. You've all seen those films on your Facebook feed, I can tell that you have. It's really reductive. It's not saying watch this short film, I thought it was well made, I thought it was inspiring. It's saying watch this specific 10-second chunk here and that'll change your life forever. And that's not how self-discovery works. You don't get to take a bite-sized thing and then you're a better person. Self-discovery is a slower process than that. However, I do think that there is a type of video on the internet that I think could benefit society if it had that kind of a name, and that's pornography. Pornography would be much, much better. What This Girl Does at 4 minutes 20 will change the way you speak to your daughter forever. There's lots you can do. What This Man Does at 8 minutes 13 will change the way you feel about hygiene in a public toilet.